At the beginning of the movie, we see that Prescott is a secret government school where orphan girls are trained as fighters, taught to kill from a young age, and discouraged from forming emotional bonds. One standout student, 83, yearns for a family and is disliked by her peers, especially rival 84, due to her desire for connection. Despite this, 83 excels and becomes the first activated for missions. After successfully completing her initial mission, she gains freedom and begins to envy ordinary teenage lives. Her curiosity about regular activities grows as she watches more movies. At Prescott, 83 is assigned to capture the American arms dealer Victoria Knox, causing further resentment from 84. During the briefing, 83 is reprimanded by Hardman for reading magazines, but is still selected for the mission. She tricks Knox by pretending to be captured, defeats Knox's helpers, and ties her to a balloon. A plane grabs the balloon, pulling them into the air, but Knox shoots at 83, causing her to fall into a river. Knox is taken by the plane to meet Hardman, who appears to know her well. 83 survives and, contemplating escape, discards her radio, marking her as inactive. She then adopts the name Megan Walsh, joins a student exchange program, and chooses the Larson family as her host family to start a new life. When Megan arrives in Newton, USA, the Larsons greet her, but Liz, the daughter, is distant. Megan mistakenly hugs a stranger, learning that Mrs. Larson is divorced. At home, Megan appreciates Mrs. Larson's warm welcome and bonds with Parker, who loves ninjas. Liz remains hard to connect with. Megan overcompensates with her appearance for her first day at high school, drawing unwanted attention and becoming a target for bullying. Liz calls Megan a freak show and gives her spare clothes, leaving Megan feeling sad and confused. After changing, Megan nervously awaits her introduction on stage. Roger, the stage lighting technician, calms her down and warns about school bullies. Despite a conversation mishap where Megan disparages stage lighting, Roger is kind to her. When Megan takes the stage, the school bully Gooch humiliates her, and the crowd joins in. The school's star, Cash, saves Megan from humiliation by singing for her, and she quickly falls for him. Cash invites her to join his band, Emoticon, and performs another song to cheers. At lunch, Megan declines an invitation from the cheerleaders, fearing they might embarrass her based on the movie Mean Girls. She then sits next to Roger in class, and they bond over their shared humor. The teacher announces that students will be assigned partners the next day. Megan, focused on Cash, defends herself against Gooch's attempt to slap her. That night, she uses her ninja skills to secretly change the seating chart to sit next to Cash. The next morning, she sits by Cash but argues with other girls over him. The teacher, fond of Cash, makes him the lab assistant. After class, two girls convince Megan to become the school mascot, promising it will help her get close to Cash. Megan believes them and rehearses the mascot dance, showing up alone for the audition. Megan skillfully dances with a prop in her hand, doing some flips, and finishes her performance with a loud, confident shout. Naturally, she gets the job right away. Later, after doing some exercises at home, Megan notices a mysterious van watching her. The van even follows her to school, making her feel uneasy. On the day of the big competition, Megan is dressed in her Viking costume, dancing to cheer everyone up. Suddenly, some masked men jump out of the van and try to kidnap her. Even though she's outnumbered, Megan easily takes them down one by one. Thanks to her intense hand-to-hand combat training at Prescott, she even throws her axe at one of the kidnappers as they try to escape. It turns out they are just students from a rival high school trying to kidnap Megan as part of a tradition. Realizing she was tricked by the girls, Megan runs away from the scene, feeling embarrassed. Roger runs after her and tries to make her feel better, but it does not work. At home, Megan is frustrated because she feels like she's failing at being a normal girl. She thinks high school is much harder than her intense training. Mrs. Larson hears Megan upset and talks to her like a real parent. She reassures Megan that what she is going through is normal in high school and encourages her to just be herself. When Megan returns to school, everyone's eyes are on her again, but this time they are clapping and cheering. The fight she had earlier was recorded and went viral overnight. Even the bullies are cheering for her now. Suddenly, Cash approaches Megan and invites her to a jamming session. She arrives early, and Roger surprises her from behind. Startled, she accidentally takes him down, nearly causing him to suffocate. As they talk, Roger finds Megan a bit strange when she starts explaining some martial arts moves, but he accepts it with a genuine smile, and they keep chatting. Cash and his band interrupt Megan and Roger, and Cash asks Megan about his new song. Megan realizes they do not have much in common, but still likes him. Cash invites her to Gooch's party, which she eagerly accepts. On her way home, Megan is followed, captured by the Prescotts, and wakes up tied to a chair with Hardman. Hardman accuses Megan of working for another organization and plans to force information out of her. He decides to inject her with a truth serum. The serum messes with her senses and makes her emotions stronger. With tears in her eyes, Megan admits that she does not want to be an assassin anymore and just wants to be a normal girl. Hardman agrees to let her go, but only on one condition. She must say goodbye to Newton and return to Prescott as 83. Afterward, Megan is dropped off, still feeling drunk from the serum. She confronts Liz, telling her that she has been pretending to be a tough, lonely girl. Megan advises Liz to stop hiding and start making real connections with her friends. She says all of this without meaning to, and then she passes out. The next day, Megan has lunch with Roger. They talk deeply about what they really want to do with their lives. Megan feels like she has not done anything worthwhile in her life, and Roger comforts her by saying she has always impressed him. Even though his words are kind, Megan decides to sit with Cash instead. Before leaving, she invites Roger to Gooch's party next Friday. At home, Liz and Mrs. Larson argue about whether Megan should go to the party after coming home drunk the night before. Mrs. Larson insists she should go, and that Liz should go with her to keep her safe. When they arrive at Gooch's house, the party is wild, with loud music and alcohol, just as Megan wanted. However, 84, who is using the name Heather, is also there to watch Megan and spoil her mood. Heather is very good with people and quickly becomes popular with the kids. Meanwhile, Liz goes into a bathroom and finds a drunk Gooch. Gooch knows Liz's name and asks her to join him for tequila. Liz decides to be open like Megan suggested and agrees to join him. Upstairs, Megan and Heather spot Cash in the crowd. They both go over to him, but Cash picks Megan instead of Heather. Meanwhile, Liz and Gooch find they have a lot in common and start to become friends. Roger arrives at the party, sees Liz and Gooch having fun, and asks where Megan is. He then heads downstairs to find her. Sadly, Megan is kissing Cash, and he sees it, which makes him leave in tears. The next morning, Liz is so drunk that she falls asleep on the couch. Cash invites Megan to have waffles and feels guilty about leaving Liz alone. After the party, Liz comes home with a new tattoo on her face. Mrs. Larson is angry with Megan for leaving Liz alone to go have breakfast. Despite this, Megan and Liz start to become closer after the incident. On her way to school, Megan is stopped by Hardman. He demands that she promises to return to Prescott because Knox has escaped from the facility and could be a threat. Megan does not want to go back to Prescott, especially since things are going well for her in high school. She insists on staying. Hardman agrees, but warns that she will be on her own if Knox comes after her. Since Megan missed the school bus, she drives to school with Liz in her car. They finally start to bond more like siblings, talking easily with each other. Suddenly, a strange car pulls up beside them and starts shooting at them. Megan quickly grabs the steering wheel and tells Liz everything about her past, including how she was raised and why someone wants to kill her. She nearly crashes into a truck and makes a sharp turn into a car scrapyard. Despite this, the car chasing them stays close, and they end up at a dead end. They have a tense standoff and end up in a crash. Luckily, Megan and Liz survive the accident. Megan checks the pursuing car and only smells Heather's perfume. At the hospital, Megan tells Hardman about Heather. Hardman says he did not send Heather and believes Heather must have died when Knox escaped. After putting the pieces together, Megan realizes that Heather is working for Knox. She asks Hardman for her gear back, but he refuses because she is no longer part of Prescott. When Liz wakes up, Megan apologizes for lying and putting her in danger. Megan wants to leave to protect the Larsons, but Liz does not want her to go. Just as Megan is about to give up, she sees a picture of Parker with the Larsons and feels inspired. She hugs Parker and happily returns to Liz, only to find Gooch there with her. After their meeting, Liz goes outside and agrees to fight Knox with Megan. In the morning, Megan explains their plan to Liz, and they get ready for a tough battle. They have a great time together until nightfall. At homecoming, Liz and Gooch enjoy themselves, but Megan and Cash feel awkward and struggle to connect. Megan, realizing Roger understands her better, breaks up with Cash before his concert and seeks out Roger to confess her feelings. However, she finds Heather is already dating Roger. Megan and Heather clash in a fight, causing chaos at the party. Heather skillfully swings a metal bar at Megan, but misses. Megan uses a fire hose to knock Heather down, but Heather throws dust, making Megan retreat. Heather then discloses Knox's plan to target the Larsons. As Heather tries to stab Megan, Liz intervenes by stabbing Heather's leg with a corn dog, allowing Megan to subdue her. Proud of her action, Liz and Megan quickly return home, take out a guard, and Megan holds Knox at gunpoint. Knox reveals she is the first Prescott #1. Megan, feeling trapped, agrees to a fair fight with Knox, who then pulls out a gun. Parker throws a flashbang, allowing the Prescotts to enter and defeat Knox's men. Hardman captures Knox and, acknowledging his care for Megan, recruits her back to Prescott as a deep cover agent while she remains with the Larsons. At the party, Megan sees Cash and the teacher together, but finds Roger missing. Roger is on his way home with his dad, but Megan reaches him by helicopter, confesses her feelings, and asks him out. Roger agrees, and they all fly away together, with Megan feeling fulfilled and connected. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like the story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more film recaps.